Yo, it's Adam for textboy91 here. We're back on the Madden 18, and I'm going to be ranking my best and worst power-ups. In today's video, it is going to be the worst power-ups I've made in Madden 18. If you guys are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, mostly because I am the power-up god. I know a lot about this program, and I should be the authority about how to attack it starting in Madden 19, because if you don't know already, everything in Madden 19 is going to require you to upgrade your player to get your chemistries that you want or to get the abilities that you want, as well as powering up players that have an option to be powered up to get a better version of that card. And I'm that dude that will let you guys know what is worth doing and not doing starting when that game comes out. So we're going to be starting with the top 5 worst power-ups I've made in Madden 18. As you guys see, I got 42 of these bad boys. Number 1 is going to be this Mike Wallace. Now, I powered this dude up when? I powered him up 9/26/2017. So that was right around the time Team Leaders came out. And it made sense to power him up. For one, he was one of the fastest receivers in his game with 89 speed at that time. It's kind of crazy thinking back to now. Like, yo, everything back then was so slow. But he's one of the faster guys that came out in the game. Plus, for Team Leaders, you basically got like a bunch of 86 overalls. You got 3 86 overalls that you needed to knock out with a 3 or 5. Think about it. It was 3, right? I don't remember what it was. But you had to get an 86 overall to do the solo challenges to unlock the Khalil Mack or to unlock the Odell Beckham. And Mike Wallace was one of the guys that I had extra of because I did the Ravens team leader set. And I had the 83 Mike Wallace, and it didn't cost me that many coins to get gold tokens to power him up. So I probably only spent about, we'll say gold tokens are 20K. You think you need 2 of them, so 60 plus the about 75K, which seems a lot, but it's not much really at the end of the day to get this Mike Wallace. And he played well for me. The only thing that makes him like terrible at the time was because he got a limited time that came out, I want to say a couple months after this, maybe even a month after this. That was amazing. One of the best receivers in the game at the time. But they didn't let you power up limited time players in this year's game, or it let you bypass the power up set and use something else to get to the 95. That would have been an amazing card. And so because of that, we got stuck with one of the worst power ups we did in this year's game because of EA's oversight about planning for the future. Next up, we got Patrick DeMarco. And yes, I can hear everybody booing me right now. It's a fullback, and I deserve for him to be on this list. I powered him up only because when I did the playoff promo, I pulled his 90 overall Nat. I think it was 90. I think it might be 91 or 92 overall Nat, whatever. Whichever one. I think it's 92, obviously. One of the better cards in the set. I don't know why I said 90 over. I can see the 93 on the damn screen right now. But it ended up being a 92 overall Nat, and I wasn't doing a Buffalo Bills set because at the time, the set was basically break even. You had a free player that was going for a lot of coins, but you do the set and sell the player, you make your coins back. It didn't make much sense to do it. So I said, F it, we'll power him up because I ended up pulling the 88 overall out of the Gauntlet Unleashed solo. So I had a Nat fullback that I had to power up, and I just kind of did it. And I thought EA would eventually give him 99 overall. But yeah, here we are. We got a 76 speed fullback that has low run block. He can get 91 run block, but at the time, I think there's only tier 2. So he could only get 89 at the time, which is just a waste, and only 90 trucking. Now you can get 91 trucking and like high run block. But yeah, there's better fullbacks in this game that are going for much less that provide a better service on both, like at tight end or at fullback or at running back than this DeMarco did at the time. And because he didn't get a power up for 99, yeah, here we are. And he has battle ready, which is trash. Like if he would have had something along the lines like identifier, we could have probably used this guy at tight end, which would have been great. But hey, we ended up getting a card that we did not use much of this entire season, other than chemistry purposes. Next up, we got Chris Harris Jr., and only reason I regret powering this player up is because of the abundance of cornerbacks that we ended up getting in the game. And so at first, my 3 power-up cornerbacks were Richard Sherman, Chris Harris, and Champ Bailey. Those are my 3 cornerbacks I used. And then I ended up pulling Casey Hayward out of the Team of the Year pack. I ended up getting Darius Slay because he's a monster. And then DRC with 99 speed. And so I had too many cornerbacks as it was. He still plays, especially now, because he still has with the John Madden coach, with the, what's that boy's name? The Doug Peterson. He does have 96 speed. But because of him not getting a 99 overall card, and because the other cornerbacks that exist in this game to this date with better chemistries and better abilities, he was an L I still don't regret powering him up though, because he was a free card. A subscriber was like, I'm done with the game. What players do you want? And I took Chris Harris and I took Richard Sherman, and they helped me win a ton of games. Now, it wasn't worth the price that they ended up going for, but they helped me win a ton of games. And at the end of the day, I wasn't hurt for coins, and they helped my team play better. I just wish EA would have, again, had a little bit more of a plan and a roadmap about treating power-ups with, I guess, preferential treatment, since these are the top tier cards in the game, and not just giving a random ones 9 overall cards just because you could. Number 2 on this list is Todd Gurley, and the reason why we powered him up was, for one, we had his 83 overall Nat, we had his 86 overall Nat, make a Nat baby, got an 87, and then EA crashed the market. I don't know what promo it was. It might have been Fire Fantasy Packs, or it might have been something along the lines like that, where his 91 Team of the Week hero, whichever one it was like 130K. I'm like, 130 is not too much. It's not too much. And so I powered up to that version, got his 92, I believe it was, and then we ended up getting his 95 playoff card for pretty much nothing. And I'm like, this is gonna be a dope card. And we could have had a 99 overall Todd Gurley, because he won, I believe, Offensive Player of the Year. Again, we cannot power up limited time cards to power up to the limited time cards in this year's game. So I could have had an in-game halfback. I planned ahead. I got one of the hottest one of the hottest players in the league, killing it this year with the Rams. Main reason why they're winning all these games, and then EA went ahead and just allowed me to take this L because they decided not to let me power him up to his 98 overall version, which would have been 99, but he still would have been like a crazy halfback, but that would have been a 99 overall halfback in February, early February, which would have been fantastic for my team. But yeah, here we are, got this dude, and we are stuck with him because power-ups are dead. Number 1 worst power-up that I made in Madden this year. A lot of you guys might think it's Alex Mack. If you guys watch my streams, I'm always yelling at this Alex Mack. I don't understand why he's so bad. Like, you look at this dude's stats, he looks spectacular. Like, the strength is top tier. He has high awareness, which should mean something. His run block's at 98. He does the 96 pass block, which can get to 98, I believe, if I max out, go deep. And so this dude has all the tangible stats, but for some reason, he can't block D tackles, man. Like, when he's one-on-one with the D tackle, he just gets blocked shit instantly. And that's with me not holding right trigger when I'm running the ball up the middle of the field. So he wasn't great for me, but he wasn't my worst power-up. All right, so I made an investment early on in the year. When they dropped the Derrick Brooks, I made a decision to spend half the coins that it cost to buy Derrick Brooks on this Telvin Smith. Derrick Brooks was 800,000 coins, and he looked very similar to this Telvin Smith. Telvin Smith power only had cost me 400,000 coins at the time to get his Team of the Week and some elite tokens. I don't think it cost elite tokens, but just get his Team of the Week card. And I really don't regret powering him up until they decided to give him a master set, and they did not give him double chemistry. That was the worst mistake EA could have done. All EA had to do to make this Telvin Smith one of the better outside linebackers in the game was to obviously give him blanket coverage and physical front, blanket coverage and toughness, hell, even blanket coverage, read and react. Something along the lines like that, and then also give him 2 abilities. A master card should have 2 abilities. Look at what we got with, I think Chet Bailey has 2 abilities. If not, I think he has at least 2 chemistries. Sean Taylor has 2 abilities. LT 2 abilities. Like, all you had to do was give a master card at least 2 abilities or 2 chemistries, but they decided not to. And then I got stuck with a right outside linebacker that doesn't fit my chemistry. Like, I had Jags team training, but at the end of the day, he doesn't fit my chemistry. Now, don't get me wrong, he's still a beast. The strength is very low, but it doesn't mean much when he's in coverage. But he just is the oddball on my team, which I think, or at least I thought I perfectly constructed. But the worst power-up belongs to this Joey Bosa. And it pays me to say, where's my Bosa? There he is. It pays me to say this, man. This card had the potential to be the best power-up player on my roster. But EA once again did something stupid. So they gave him a MasterCard. They gave him an NFL Combine MasterCard, right? So 99 overall Bosa is a beast. If I power him up, he'll have like 90 speed with his coach. He have 99 like everything in the back of his card. But EA changed his position. EA changed his position. They made him a right end instead of making him a left end. When I powered this dude up, he was a left end. He fit my team. I made an executive decision to go with him over Clowney. And Clowney has secure tackle. I was like, I want a left end in this game, either a Bosa or either Jadeveon Clowney. And I say Bosa has unfakeable. And I think Bosa's going to get a better card at the end of the year because Vic was telling me Bosa's about to win defense player. Vic was all on Bosa's bandwagon. I'm like, all right, Bosa's up. We're going to go make an investment in Bosa. And then they changed his position to right end, which fucked up my team because I've already had Calais Campbell at right end. So when the game came out, before this new team of the year came out, before, what month was this? January? We'll say December. I had Calais Campbell at right end, had Bosa at left end. I had K1 Short at D tackle. My team was pretty much good to go. And then they decided to mess my team up. EA purposely decided to fuck up my team. Yes, I think they dedicated their entire department of hockey mess with Texas to mess with me and mess my team up. Because if he was still at left end, I would have a left end that is a 99 overall that has unfakeable and also has blanket coverage and physical front. But instead, I got to use Trey Flowers, who I don't even want just for Kim purposes, then I sell him out of the game. All because EA decided that they wanted to change his position without giving you an option to change it back to what it was originally. So hopefully next year, Power-Ups and Madden do not do that, because when people kind of invest in NAT players and invest in these guys that we think we want on our team, and you go ahead and change their position and fuck up the whole rotation, and mess with the whole chemistry, it's annoying. Now, it's not going to be that big of a deal since next year backups can still help your chemistry for your team, but it's still annoying when you make an investment and they're like, you know what, we're going to change this guy. It happened with Harrison Smith. He went from, I think, a free safety to a strong safety. And EA's excuse is we're trying to make these guys play their real position like they do in real life. That's cool. But a lot of these guys rotate. Bosa plays right in, Bosa plays left in. Calais Campbell plays right in, Calais Campbell plays left in. Harrison Smith plays strong safety, he also plays free safety. So give me the option to play these guys at either position without losing chemistry. But yeah, that is the worst power we made in Madden 18. Luckily in Madden 19, if you make a bad power-up, you can just always downgrade it back and sell the card. So no more of these videos at all, but we'll make a video later on talking about the best power-ups I made. Post down in the comment section below what's the worst power-up you made. I know some of you guys invested heavy early into like some top tier cards that didn't end up paying out. And some of you guys made an investment into some cards you didn't think were going to hit, and they actually got some of the best cards in the game. So post down in the comment section below what your worst power-up is, and we guys will see you in the next one where we talk about our best power-up. It's been your boy Texas. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.